that I expressed.
I'm going to instruct everyone at the table not to answer that question.
Okay? I appreciate that. Representative Gates.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. In my company, I'm trying to turn over the reins to my son, but at the same time, I own the company and built the company and have a responsibility as the president of the company to make sure that that transaction goes well and allow him to be his own man and take over the previous administrator who had a lot of faults, and that was me. And I appreciate, I would have to echo what Senator Irwin and Representative Hyde, I appreciate the changes that I see in the department. I think we're making some great strides in that. In turning over the helm of the responsibility of my company over to my son, I still have the responsibility to make sure that when there's problems that he figures out a way to fix it. We have a report that the purpose is not to find all the things that are right, which is the majority of the things that are right. The purpose of that one report is to find the things that have slipped through the cracks, because it's the slipping of the cracks that cost me business. And if it cost me business, then it cost me sales reps. And if it cost me sales reps, it cost me my company. So the whole purpose of that thing is to find the one or two or three that's fallen through the cracks. But oftentimes when I ask where that report is, and I can see that it hasn't been done, it's almost an attack of all the right things that are being done. And I know right now a lot of the questions that we ask will look like we're attacking all the right things and all the right people and all the right processes that are being done right and correctly. And that is not the purpose. The purpose is for that one grandma that will never see her grandbaby again because she trusted the system. And she will never see her grandbaby because we allowed that one to fall through the crack. And for her, that is too many. And so we're as legislators, we don't stand up and applaud. I've got some great friends that are employees of DHS. I respect them. I trust my kids, my grandkids with them. But is the one or two or three that fall through the crack doesn't devastate my family, doesn't devastate yours, but it devastates theirs. And so that's the point of this whole thing is the process. How do we fix the process? Because if we've got the 4 or 5 that fall through and we can fix the process and reduce it to 2 or 3 and then to 1 or 2, the goal is 0. And we will never reach 0 because we deal with people. But how do we fix the process? And the last thing y'all really need is a bunch of legislators passing new laws that only make the process worse. So when we ask what are those processes and how can we fix the process, we need to know how to help those majority that are doing it right. But how do we strengthen the process to get rid of the ones that are causing problems? We've had it testified that the overturn rate in my district, when it's appealed to a judge, is 70% that have been placed on maltreatment. 70%. That is an indictment to the system. The process is broken. And if we don't fix the process, and I think that's what we're trying to do is fix the process. So do not think for any moment that we're in an adversarial relationship. I have to tell my son, I have to hug my son, give him a kiss and say, I love you, but you gotta fix this. Because when I lose great salespeople because we didn't fix the problem, then that's on us. And so in saying that, my concern is how do we fix this process? And if we can, and I think the problem is we have a law that won't allow us to discuss this even in closed doors. That is absolutely ridiculous. We have to find everything else personally and privately, and then we have to discuss it. And then
Representative, we still have another.
Okay, I'm sorry. So I guess this would be my question. And this can be done in y'all's package for us, but as legislators, what can we do as legislators to allow this process so that you aren't defending cases you don't believe in, that allows you to walk away, that allows you to streamline the process so that we don't get to the place in some of these places. And what do we do as legislators? And I appreciate the fact that you've got Kelly Link on board. I think that's a great avenue for us.
Representative, is there a question there?
No,